This is Paul, Santiago, and Albert here. We have a great guest with y'all. Shout out to Solomon from Southtown Barbers for introducing us. He's amazing. We saw the video that he did for them. It's great, wasn't it, Albert?
Oh my God, it's amazing. The artwork that goes behind it, the idea, the design, the eye that it takes to do those shots. This man is a genius. And it's really cool too because you get to see stuff from San Antonio that nobody else gets to see.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, who do we have?
Thank you so much. I am Gabriel Chavez. I've been living here in San Antonio for almost 11 years now.
Okay.
And I've been flying drones for around 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I go by SkylineDrone on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and I'm from Mexico City, so I still have that feeling where you are out for vacation on a trip, you are trying to enjoy everything, the weather, the little birds on the trees.
Yeah.
So that happened to me in San Antonio. And with a drone, I'm trying to take those pictures for everyone. So people that have lived here for a long time, they have told me like, oh, really? Is that building in San Antonio? Yeah. Is that perspective of San Antonio? So I think it's part of the key of the shots.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Because we'll show you guys a little bit later. We'll hopefully get some footage for you guys. But man, there's some shots where it's like it doesn't feel like San Antonio. You're like, where is that? And then when you told us like, oh, this is here, it's like I've been there a bunch of times. I never really noticed it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the angles that you get are like just literally you can't. I was thinking last night when before our interview that before back in the day to get those shots you needed a helicopter.
Oh yeah. Right.
You know, and now you're getting stabilized shots. They're not like pass-through shots.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting stabilized, just in defined detail shots of all kinds of things, like little minute discrepancies within the buildings and the places and stuff like that. And it's just literally it's artwork.
That's right. Yeah, technology is amazing. So nowadays you can find little drones like the ones that I'm gonna show you, that they can do many things. And now that you mention a helicopter, that's why everything started here because I bought a GoPro 10 years ago, and by that day, the GoPro they released their first model. Mm-hmm. So trying to search some more information about how to use it in YouTube, I found a video that blew my mind. So it was a couple of whales in the middle of the ocean, and it was so calm, so peaceful, that I was thinking like, who did this? How they got the shot? Because if it was in a helicopter, you could see the water or the noise or whatever, but it was so calm, and suddenly they start approaching them. So I was like, what is this? So reading the comments, I saw that it was with a drone. Yeah. It was taken with a drone, so that's why everything started. Like, what is a drone? So I bought a used drone on eBay, and everything started by that time.
Okay, and what year was that?
It was 2014. Actually, I bought my GoPro when my kid was about to born because I didn't want to miss any moment. So, and by that time, the very first company of drones that it's called DJI, that nowadays they have, I think, the 80% of the market.
Oh, really?
They released their first drone, and by that days, the drones were without the camera.
Yeah.
But since the GoPro released their first model by that year as well, some guy found a way to attach the GoPro to a drone. So I bought that little pieces to attach the camera to the drone, and it was like the perfect timing to do it.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it's been ever since me and my wife got our GoPro. That's been like our goal too, to eventually get a drone, because we love to travel and we like to get the little shots and everything. But we've seen, like how you said, online, we see the ones where they're above them or like following them around.
Or like the ones that are crazier, like they zoom through like these little tiny crevices.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, and it's like so precise. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I'd probably be like, wow, I'd crash it.
And that's the thing. Like back like 10 years ago, like it was something that was relatively new for like everyone to use. But now that you see the specs and the modification, like there's so much that they can do now. Like that before, people were complaining like, oh, the wind takes it away, or like it's not too.
They get stuck in things.
But now they have sensors and they have like AI now built in.
Yeah.
I'm by that time. I always compare flying a drone. I always compare a drone with a car and flying a drone to driving a car. So when you start learning how to drive a car, probably you take your dad's old car or your grandpa old car and you start learning, and everything is hard, and the moves are like hard. So and then when you have money to get your own car, of course you are getting something newer than that. So everything is better for you. You have smooth, you have technology in that car that you are purchasing. So, but you have the basics on how to drive an old car, all those movements and everything. So when I started learning the drones 10 years ago, everything was manually. Like all the movements that you have now with a button in the remote control, you was about to do it by yourself by that time, like little by little. So having that feeling with today's technology have let me know what to expect or how to do it, not only pressing a button, you know. Like many people like can do it, and that's fine. I mean, technology is for make your day a day better, you know. But having that feeling on, hey, I know to drive this old truck, and of course I would like to drive this new Corvette, but I know how to speed, how to do certain things in the car. So same with drones.
Yeah, same thing with like driving like a manual versus an automatic.
Yeah. I remember at my first time trying to learn, my mom just said, well, go learn. She's like, go take the sensor out and go learn. And I almost crashed it like 3 times. I stalled out so many times. Man. But now I'm just like, it's second nature. So that I see what you mean, like growing like with the technology and stuff, and it's actually helping you and it's making things easier. So can you explain what you brought?
Sure. Well, I brought a couple of drones. They are different, right? So this is one of the newest models in the market. That it's a DJI Mini 4. This is the one. So it has a lot of things, a lot of sensors. This is a really tiny drone that you can just fold it and give it, take it with you wherever.
Wow.
So
I know how much that is too. I was looking at it.
It can get pricey.
So, back in 10 years ago, my first drone was like a box, like a big one, and you need to put it in the floor and put every propeller one by one. So if you want to no one to be close on you when you want to take off, it was impossible because everyone was like, oh, is that a drone? Oh, so cool. So you were like assembling every piece and everything, putting the GoPro, turning the GoPro on, record, and then taking off. And with this one, you just unfold it, try to get all the satellites and everything you need, and you just take off. And people sometimes don't notice that you are flying something. So this is the one of the newest in the market, and it's been really cool because now you see the trendings on Instagram of the reels. So now this camera can be turned vertically, so you don't sacrifice if you are shooting horizontal. You don't sacrifice like expanding that scene in order to make it vertical. So now you just make it vertical since the beginning, and you have the whole perspective of that shot. So that's so cool. And well, the technology has been like growing day by day. And back in, I don't remember when, but for me, I start knowing about FPV drones that are other kind of drones. It's called FPV because it's first person view, and you need goggles in order to fly that drone. So this is a drone, but it's totally different on how to fly this. So I think it was back in 2018 or 19 where I started listening stories about FPV drones, but I wasn't into it because it was really, really hard. Because by that time you need to assemble your own drone and start doing many things to make it work. I'm a computer science engineer, so I'm into technology,
Yeah.
but I am not into assembling drones and those things, or I wasn't. So back in COVID, when we just go in 2020, I just bought my first FPV drone, and by that day, you can purchase a bundle that has everything to start with it. I mean, you have the goggles, the remote control, or the drone itself, all together working, so it make it easier for you to start flying and learning. So I bought that model and start practicing, and it blew my mind. Like I start everything, knowing everything. I start programming my own drones. I start building my own drones. I start purchasing all parts. And as we go back to the example that it's like a car, it's like a car that you buy your own wheels, your own. You personalize that car for you, your own lights, everything. That's an FPV. And I don't know, let's say that you have a Volkswagen Jetta. If you buy all the stuff you want, you can make it faster, or to sound louder, or to make it feel bigger. So same thing with FPV drones. So these are totally different. They are really hard to fly, and these are the ones that can go inside on interiors. You can go through windows, through very nice and little things. And this is an FPV drone. This is a new one.
They're so tiny.
Wow, I know, but the
Yeah.
shots they get are so big.
Yeah.
So of course, this is one of the bundles that I was explaining to you that they come all together. So it is easier, the experience, less frustrating, because you can crash and you can still it still works with your remote controller and with your goggles. These are the goggles.
Okay.
Oh wow.
They're like the VR headsets.
That's right. So you need to put this on your face and you see what the drone is looking, and at the same time you need to take the remote control in order to fly to make it fly. So nowadays, everything is easier. This kind of drones has different levels. There are like three levels on this kind of drones. I don't want to be really with a lot of technical specifications. For
If you want, you can if you want.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're here to learn. We want
Yeah,
to
exactly.
learn,
Yeah.
So the drones, the FPV drones, goes with three kinds of flight modes. The very first one, it's called horizon. That means that the drones can be like this. It doesn't go like loops or any other thing. It goes like in the same angle, horizontal and vertical, just like that. That's horizon, and that's the easiest way to fly it, but the less fun to do it because you cannot do many things.
Okay.
It's like flying one of these. So it's not like, hey, I bought this one. I want to do FPV things, not normal drone things. Then the other flight mode is called horizon. Sorry, no. The other is called acro. The acro is the one that you can go and make maneuvers like flips, loops, whatever. So now these kind of drones had in the remote control these all flight modes and also speed modes. You can go easy, medium, and hard, slow, medium, and fast. So with the right combination, you can start learning how to fly this without getting frustrated. because in the past it was only acro or horizon, so it was really hard to do it. But it's really cool. I mean, it's been really fun. Now I have a mini series that is called "Can You Fly My Drone?"
Yeah, I saw it. I watch
I
them.
know.
It's so cool.
I'm trying to teach some people that doesn't have anything to do with drones to fly one of FPV drone. Not one of these that it's probably the easier, but one of these. So it's been really fun because I do the analogy like in life. Sometimes you have to do really hard um, situations. You need to face something hard that you don't want to or do you like it or they happen to you suddenly.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know an FPV drone. What's that? I don't want to fly that. Try it. Go yourself. I'm gonna teach. I'm here to coach you, and it's really fun because when you notice that you can do it, people is like, "Hey, I can do it. I did it." So I think in life it's the same thing. Probably sometimes you face some specific situations that you don't want to, and when you pass through, you are like, "Hey, I did it. I feel different. I feel motivated to do something else."
Oh man, I know, cause I mean I've seen a lot of videos, and every time I go like to Best Buy, my wife sees these, I'm just like, I'm going straight to the drones. I'm like, ooh, look what new model they got, or like that looks cool. Like, oh look, it's on special, like it's $100 off.
Come on, babe,
it's
please.
It's still $3,000. Yeah, but not 3,100. I'm always trying to convince her one day.
Hey Albert, my little dragon here, it looks and it feels naked, man. I feel like it needs to cover it up. What would you recommend?
I think it needs a dragon tattoo.
A dragon? So you're saying a dragon on a dragon?
Yeah, a dragon on a dragon.
And
That'd be like me putting a picture of myself on myself.
And where would you go if you need something like that?
Alter
done?
Tattoo Studios.
Alter Tattoo Studio, guys. And how kind of work do they do?
Oh, amazing work. They make you feel like family. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you've done. They will make you feel like family and to give you a professional job.
Oh yeah, and they do amazing work, guys. As you can see, they've done it for here on Pulse. There's a few episodes that you guys can check out. So use promo code Pulse, guys, because they are super creative. Even if you come in with ideas, guys, they kind of like, oh, maybe we can do this. So they're super creative, super professional. So check them out. Alter Tattoo Studios in Helotes. Use promo code Pulse.
Pulse.
I got a weird question for you. Did you ever feel like, because when I watch your videos, I actually feel like I'm flying.
Oh.
Do you feel like that when you started doing this? I mean, you're probably used to it now.
Yeah, I can see where it's at. Where it's like you feel like that motion where you're like, oh, in the air, you're like, whoa, like.
Yeah.
Well, specifically with this one, it's a totally different feeling because when I start learning, I couldn't do it standing up. Even sit down, I was on my knees, like holding the remote like this and pressing all my body like this, and I start flying. But now I got used to I can be standing up or behind something, whatever. But yeah, it feels like I don't know, like you're playing a video game with a VR on, and sometimes you can feel like you are like about to crash or to fall. Yes, it's.
When I'm playing video games too, and I want the carrier to go this way, I'm like, I do my whole body.
Or the Oculus too.
Oh yes, my brother has the Oculus, and man, there's times where like I'm moving, I'm like, and I can feel like motion sick, and I'm just like, everything just seems like going too crazy, or like I feel like. Or the game where it throws you or you get hit and you're like getting flung around.
You're like, oh!
I can't imagine with the drone. I'd be really scared to get them like crashing or getting stuck on a tree. Like, have you had that happen?
That's a part of the feeling. There's something with this, especially. I think this is like when everyone is telling you as a kid, you need to find your passion. You need to find something that you love to do, that you don't feel that you are working and they are paying you for doing that. No? I found that feeling with this. This is still, this is not still my hobby, but it started as a hobby. I have my own job.
Yeah.
So I started doing videos and pictures with the drones, and it started giving me opportunities. But that doesn't mean that it's easy.
Oh yeah.
You still have this feeling of, what if I crash? What if I hit someone? But it's part of this feeling of flying, of this emotion. If you ask some, I don't know, a very important person of a rock band. I don't know. They are going to say, "Yeah, I'm still getting nervous when I am going on stage."
Yeah.
I feel that. So that feeling on doing what you love, but it's not easy because everything can happen. Oh, let's say Metallica, if they are going to jump to the stage, of course they feel that about all the crowd that is going to listen to them. But everything can happen. I mean, the sound can be bad or whatever, and they can make them uncomfortable. So same thing with this. With all this experience that you can have on doing what you love, bad things can happen still. And having that feeling is also an emotion that you can say, "Oh, I feel really good," and that nothing crashed, nothing get hit, so everything was good. Yeah.
So for someone who like really wants to start beginning, like, or even just as a hobby or anything, what would you recommend first for them? Like
The FPV.
FEV?
Well, no. It depends on what they want to do. These ones are really good and really cinematic, and many small business or even larger business, they want a drone shot. They don't want to be crazy shots, just a really nice and stable shot of the business or wherever. So you can go for one of these. Nowadays we have many options. So I think the cheapest one of these goes on $250. That I think is not bad. It's really worth it because you have all the technology, all the new technology on the drone that will make the flight experience easy for everyone. Not to crash easily like back 10 years ago. And they can go with really good video and picture quality. So if they want to go on business with something like that, probably getting one of these $250. For FPV, it's kind of the same. It's more expensive because all many of these gadgets are sold in a different. They are not in a bundle.
Oh, they're pieces. You got to piece them together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So probably
That's when it gets pricey.
Yeah.
and that's it's like the example I told you that customizing your car. Yes, I want to get those wheels, those rims, those seats, those lights, but you don't buy everything together. So on FPV, they want to be on FPV. They are nowadays some really nice bundles starting in $180 that has everything like the drone, the remote control, and the goggles in order to make your experience easier.
Okay, man, that's great because I've seen like I don't know if you've seen it or like if you were thinking of ever trying to get into it. Have you seen like the racing drones?
I was just about to say.
Yeah, like
I was
those
just
are-
about to ask you
But that's
that.
all. But I've seen them use a different drone. Like it's more like yeah, they have like that, but it's kind of like a big bubble one looking one. It's like
Well, I've seen those.
I've seen the small
those.
ones and then I've seen like the little bit bigger ones.
Because they have trackers on them, the
Yeah.
lights, so you can. They're so fast.
They go quick.
And how they maneuver is like it doesn't seem real
No, it
almost.
doesn't.
Those are also FPV drone. This is a tiny one. I mean, the other ones are the one that I use for going inside. For example, I have worked with the Thompson Hotel, with the Omni Live, with many hotels and restaurants. The ones that I put inside is not this one. This is more for practice and have fun and start learning. But in order to get a really nice shot, you need to get the other one that are expensive, that are bigger, like bigger than this actually. And you attach another camera like a GoPro or any other tiny camera like a 360 Go. And on the FPV, I can open it can open two brackets. The Cine hoops. There are many categories. So this should be in the tiny hoop. This is a tiny hoop. Then the bigger one with the same specifications, it's the Cine hoop. So the propellers are surrounded, and if you hit someone, it didn't. Well, it can hurt, but just no bleeding, no bleeding. So
It's just like boop, like
but no bleed. Okay, I'm fine. So that's the Cine hoop. That is more cinematic, less crazy, less noisy, but you still can go through windows, through doors, through rooms. And then the other category should be the freestyle. That is the one that you can raise the drone. The propellers are really aggressive, like knives, and you don't have them covered. And when you fly those, it goes for the speed. They just do like this. So you need to position. Yeah, you need to position the camera in certain degrees in order to get a horizontal shot. And this is more like this, more calm for more cinematic shots. And the other is more like that. I have been in those. It's really hard to do it because you feel like, oh no, this is crazy. I'm not doing this with people around, so I go to a park or I don't know, to a hill country to fly those.
Yeah.
But I know many good drone pilots here in San Antonio that can fly those really good. Yeah.
Would you ever want to do like the racing events or?
Yeah, not really because I need to practice, but it's fun. I mean, it's also very frustrating because it takes a lot of time. Look, I started writing down how many days I I accomplished to in order to fly these things back in 2021. It took me 100 days. But let's take this example. When you are learning how to ride a bike, since the very first day that you ride the bike to the day that you don't,
You don't need the training wheels.
yes, you don't need the training wheels. It takes 100 days. So same thing with the drone. Since day 1 to day 100, it took me 100 days in order to not crash the drone or to have the sensitive on my hands learn in order to avoid crashing. And it was like a Marvel movie because I was flying, I was recording a video. It was around the 100 days.
Yeah.
I've been always like pushing myself, like, okay, probably I'm not a master on this, but I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I went to a railroad with a friend. We were filming a music video, and he was in the railroads. No people around, but some buildings. So I was about to crash the drone with a building,
Oh no.
and suddenly I don't know how I master my moves on my hands, and I avoid the crashing. It's like driving. So a guy just goes in front of you, and you do something on your knowledge enough to not hit him.
Yeah, like
yeah.
your instincts kicked in. Like,
Yes.
boom. Yeah.
But it's something that you learn with the practice, 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 practice. So these 100 days, my goal was I need to do something about FPV, no matter what. I'm gonna go out and fly. I'm gonna learn something in a video. I'm gonna practice in the simulator, but at least something like it could be 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 5 hours. So during these 100 days, I did that. So in the day 100, I was ready for not to crash, but that doesn't mean I'm a master. So I'm still learning. I'm still practicing. I'm still doing really new skills. So same thing with the bicycle. When you start how to know how to ride, that doesn't mean that you are not gonna fall. Probably you need to know how to get how to do jumps or how to make speed or something.
The turns correctly.
Yeah,
everything.
that's like with because you keep talking about cars and you're like you're getting me excited.
He's a car guy.
Yeah. I used to
Perfect example.
I used to race a lot and I used to build like race cars and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but you bring up a good point because there's been many accidents that I've avoided just because I did racing and I had a higher understanding. Like if you start to understeer, it's when you're going too fast in the corner and then you press on the brakes, you turn the wheel, but you're still going straight.
Right.
So there's a way to get out of it. You gotta like clutch kick it or brake it real quick, and then you transition the weight from the front of the wheels because you're overpowering the front of the wheels. That's why you're sliding.
Right.
So that's from racing. You know what I mean? Just like drifting. When you drift, what people do, I mean, it's just human nature. But when you get sideways, you automatically want to go for the brake.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. You
That's the
can't.
worst thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you get used to it, then you're gonna have to like when you're getting into the drift and you kick out the rear end, you're gonna have to get into the gas
Okay.
rather than braking.
You know,
Then
you
that's
get out.
different. Yeah. So yeah, what you're talking about is second nature at that point. Like it's the same sense. Like you have a lot of knowledge in what you're doing. Like you've had a lot of practice.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like when you get a new drone, you always feel like, oh, I gotta relearn a little bit with it.
You know what? It's like buying a new car. You need to, okay, if I press a little bit the brake, it goes hard or no. Or probably I need to push like more. Like it's same thing with the drones. You need to get used to.
Like they're all different.
Yeah, they're a little
yeah,
different.
just
They
like
have
cars.
some new sounds or some specific lights or some alarms in your remote control to need that you need to be aware of, or the position of the map or the position of the settings. You need to. I mean, if you are flying the same brand like DJI, they have almost all the same in all the models, but it's like getting a new car. You just need to get you know how to drive, but probably you are not knowing your new vehicle.
And stuff like that. Okay, and there's like I know because I've seen a lot of people like on TikTok and stuff. So and now there's a whole community of like drone etiquette.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of rules now that are being applied to them and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
is there something like for new drone people they got to really be aware of,
Like
yeah.
fly zones and
Fly
stuff
zone,
like
right,
that.
right.
Like all the things that you have to learn
Yeah,
in order
privacy
to do so.
stuff. I'm guessing too.
Yeah, no, let's go back again in 10 years ago. No rules were like, or not many rules around. So one guy.
Just no peeping Tom.
Right. Anything. So back in that days, it was, I think, Barack Obama administration. A guy just flew a drone into the White House and crashed the window. And he crashed the window. So the government said, okay, DJI, if you want to still continue making drones, you need to secure our zones. So no takeoffs are allowed on these specific zones, or you are not going to continue making drones here, right? So they start pushing some regulations, and now it's like a car again. You need to have a registration. You need to register your drone. You need to be aware of the airports or of the stadiums. If they have an event, you cannot fly around, and specific areas, and the limits also of the height. How high can you fly? So there are many regulations. They can be like federal regulations and also, I don't know, by state. Let's say in Manhattan, you cannot fly a drone. Period. No, if someone sees a drone, they need to call 911.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn. It's that serious.
Yeah, that's serious. And in some other states or cities, they have these radars, probably here in San Antonio, but I have not heard these cases here. But let's say that they are having a Super Bowl in Miami. Of course, all the security is there. And if you have a drone and you fly, they can get you where you are, not the drone. I mean, they can recognize the remote control that you are flying the drone, and they just came to you.
Oh, wow.
So it's been crazy, and of course, if you do these violations, you can get really, really, really bad situations, even jail or really, I don't know, fines with high amounts of dollars, like crazy.
Actually, because of you, Solomon from Southtown Barbers, he got me linked up with you. And when I started watching your work, I was like, wow, I didn't know this existed. You know, I did in movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I get that. But then I kind of like delved deeper and I saw different artists just like you, and they go like all over the world to these rare spots that you cannot get to.
Right.
Like no one's gonna be able to go. And then they're flying over like a small village and like through the windows, and then like they'll go up a waterfall and then turn around and then you see
shots and everything.
yes, oh my goodness,
Crazy.
and it's so gorgeous. And
That's amazing.
honestly, when this first came out, I thought it was like a toy. I thought it was a gimmick.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be this big.
No, same thing with the little cars, the RC car. That's how I felt too. That's how I was gonna stay, like more hobbyist.
Right.
But now
It's blown up
for like businesses, like how you do it, just to get, and it makes everyone else feel better. Like, oh, my business can look really good.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And like saying you want to showcase San Antonio, and even with just the shots or even the photos you've taken with it, like, like that makes me like I want to look at San Antonio that way again. So just real cool shots with that, and it's great that you came to San Antonio to do this for, like, you loved it so much that you're like, I want to showcase it. But like I said, you come from Mexico City.
Right.
So how'd you grow up, Mexico City, and then now deciding to come to the States? And
Oh wow,
coming into San
that's a
Antonio?
great question.
Yeah,
Well,
let's get into the guy behind the drone.
Yeah, I got a funny story too about that one too. In Mexico City.
have you ever been in Mexico City then?
Yes.
I still want to go. I'm still trying to go.
I got lost.
Yeah.
And well, because I kept running off from my mom. Sorry, mom. What tripped me out was I thought all the people were white. No, they're all Spaniards.
Yeah.
Spaniards,
Like
yeah.
you, I can tell you got colored eyes, you know.
Yeah.
But like the people were literally like blonde hair, blue eyes, or green eyes with red hair,
Right.
white skin, and I was like, "Excuse me, miss," and they're like, "No habla." And I'm like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm lost. I don't know where to go." Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's a big city. It's a big city.
it's gorgeous. I saw pictures of it now.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does not look like anything like when I used to go.
No.
It's like a huge, amazing, gorgeous city. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I've tried to visit Mexico because all my family is there. My parents-in-law. So, we try to go every now and then. Let's say every 6 months. So you go back and everything is different. Like, oh, this building wasn't here. What's going on, right? So it's a big city. It's really huge. Mexico City is not only Mexico City. It's also the state that it's just next to it. That is called Estado de Mexico. So it's, let's say that San Antonio and Austin are all together, and that's Mexico City. But there are 20 million people there around. With everyone is like in a rush, and I always compare Mexico City to New York. If you have been in New York or have you seen New York in movies, it's a kind of Mexico City because everyone, you can turn around, many people around, many businesses, everyone is in a rush. And I grew there and grew up there, and they say, some people say, and I like that. I kind of like that thinking that when you born in Mexico, you are used to many things, like not having many things.
Oh yes.
So they say like you have, when you born in Mexico City, you are having already an extra life in the video game. Like, you know currencies, you know that are missing many things around, but you are used to, and you are so familiar with it, and you learn how to get things by yourself to fight for that. Guillermo del Toro, I don't know if you know Guillermo del Toro.
Absolutely, one of my favorite directors. Oh my god.
It's his work is really amazing, and he won. I don't remember. It wasn't an Oscar. It was another. I think so. And some. Yeah, well, he have won also an Oscar, but by that time, someone asked him, "Hey, you are always developing or making these characters like dark, like monsters, but they are always happy and with this feeling of getting better. How do you do that?" And he answered, "Because I'm Mexican. Mexican people is always like that. Like, they live in a really hard situation, but they have this spirit of let's go and find a way, let's go and move forward." So growing in Mexico was like that, and here when I came to San Antonio, first I fall in love with the city. It reminds me a city closer to Mexico, another state that it's called Querétaro, that is 2 hours from Mexico City, and we used to go there for vacation with my parents when I was a kid. So when I came to San Antonio, it feels like Querétaro because it was a big city with a small town vibe.
We always say that every time. It's a big
Yes.
city, small town
With
vibe.
a really nice community around, friendly people. I remember when I came, like they used to, people here in San Antonio, "Hey, nice jacket." I said, "What?" Wow. For me, my jacket, really? So in Mexico, you almost crashing shoulder to shoulder and whatever in a rush. But here, people like notice something on you, and it makes me feel really good. So I start noticing that, and when the drone and my fascination with photography and videography, I start trying to feel that people outside San Antonio the way I was feeling inside. Like, hey, look, this is a really nice city. It's growing, but it has a really nice and good community around. So I was trying to showcase that. And what it happened to me, I read a book. It's a really, really nice book that is called The Third Door. If you wanna get it, you can get it on Amazon. And it's about it. It makes an analogy of life being like a nightclub. So they say like life is a nightclub. So there are three different ways to get in. One, you can go and get the line, and if you are lucky enough, they can get into. Like, okay, yeah, okay, you can go through, but you need to make a line, and it's up to you if you just stay in the line, and that's it. I mean, you just leave, and hopefully you are going to somewhere in the nightclub.
Oh, okay.
The other door is the VIP, people that just born with enough luck,
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So the door is always open for them. Okay, you work here. I don't know how you get here, but you enter VIP. And the other door is the third door, the one that you create yourself.
Yeah.
I see a window, I see a wall that I can hit and I can go in, but I'm getting it no matter what.
Yeah.
So that third door is like the one that you can create with your own opportunities. So I start doing that.
Create with your own opportunities. Don't actually break in. Yeah. Don't actually break in. Yeah, create with your own opportunities. Yeah.
Or do it. You can if you want.
Maybe you get your luck that way.
You might get shot.
So I start writing the Alamo Dome, Ken's 5, the River Walk. Like, hey, I'm flying drones. I do this and that. Look. And they start like replying, yes, let's do it. So I have worked with the Alamo Dome.
But you have to like just throw it out there.
Yes.
Like what are they gonna say? No.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
I have sent messages, texts, or to many people here that if I were in Mexico, I wouldn't be confident to do it. Like, how can I write the TV studio in Mexico? They are not going to see me. I mean, but here, this sense of creating my opportunities and the sense of not knowing who is everywhere here because I don't know anyone. I didn't born here and wasn't raised here. I don't know how famous is these people.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel confident. Like, let's shoot an email to Isis Romero.
Yeah.
Let's shoot an email to the Spurs. Let's shoot an email to Ken's 5, to the Alamo Dome, to the Riverwalk, to the baseball club, and all these opportunities.
It takes away their fame from them, and it just makes them a regular person.
Right.
That's a good idea. I can see that.
This is Pulse, and I just noticed my host. He's looking a little from Hitler's youth program.
What do you mean? I feel like I've been feeling fly today, man.
No.
How would I get this fixed?
You have to go to Southtown Barbers.
Southtown Barbers?
Yes. The best place in San Antonio, absolutely, hands down, the best place
man,
to get your
That's
haircut.
what I've been hearing, that they're extremely professional. They have a dope setup and everything.
Oh yes, yeah. They're gonna make you feel like home. You're gonna have a blast, and you're probably gonna have a chuckle too.
A chuckle, yeah, man. I've heard that they have an amazing customer service.
Yes.
And hopefully they can fix this quote unquote Hitler regiment haircut that I got. So where do they need to go to find them?
You actually have to go to Southtown Barbers or at Southtown Barbers on Instagram, or hit them up or DM them for your appointment. Make an appointment beforehand and get yourself looking fresh.
Oh yeah, you guys look fresh. Use promo code Pulse, and you guys might even get a little homie hookup for that.
Right?
But I did want to say though, Mexico. A lot of people don't know. Mexico is actually very gorgeous. There's a lot of. It's not like what you think. It is not like what you think. There's places. There's clear water. There's cliffs. There's mansions. There's
this waterfall that my dad always took me when I was over the Cola de Caballo. I don't think it's the waterfall.
Yes. And then, because we would go visit family over there. Of course, I didn't know Spanish at all. And then it's just getting past the border was the creepiest part because it looks like a dead city, like
Yeah,
all
you
over.
just
Like
kinda
You can notice the difference just right across the bridge. Yeah.
it was crazy because it looked like I don't remember what city that we went to or what town that we went through, but there was like a giant screen TV in the middle of the town, but it wasn't working. And then but all the buildings were like run down and stuff. It's like kind of like a ghost town almost.
Mhm.
That's where I got the rice necklace idea.
Oh, the rice
That's when I
necklace.
said that on the ad.
Yeah.
It's because I got one there.
Okay, when you go to the border cities, everyone's getting rice necklaces. Everyone's getting a rice necklace. I don't know how many I've bought over the years.
I love them though. They think they're so cool.
Yeah, but my name's Santiago, but no one really had Santiago. I always have to get it made, go eat, buy some more stuff I didn't need, and then we get then.
Yeah. Then you go home with the poncho.
Well, yeah, pancho, sombrero, the candy.
Oh yes.
Mexican candy is the best in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't. Anytime I see one, even HEB sometimes will have some, but anytime I go to the market over there, it's not the same. But anytime I can find a store that
Yeah.
you can tell, like, okay, they're from Mexico. Just the way they painted their store, really light blue or really light yellow,
Yeah.
or pink. Yeah, it's like they're gonna have some good
I
stuff.
also did want to say one of the best moments I had in my life, and I always remember, was how friendly they were. For me, a coconut to go over there for a quinceañera, and they just treated me like so special. And the little town that the family that I went with, they had a grocery store, so they had money. They had money, right? So they actually had a 2-story house, where, and everybody was like, little huts and stuff like that. But man, they treated me so great. Oh, barbacoa. The real barbacoa. Y'all don't even know.
Go underneath the ground. Has the
Yes.
Also tacos al pastor, bistec, suadero, yeah, everything. Yeah, Mexico can be like 5 countries in the same country. There are different things you can see around.
I did notice too, like the kids there, like you can tell, like they're in that area. They were poor, but it didn't even matter. Like they were playing with I don't even know. They were playing soccer on a dirt road with like some kind of something that rolled.
A volleyball they found.
Yeah, and it was good. They were good. Like they were just having a blast.
That's the thing.
They didn't even care about poverty. Like that's just
That's the thing. People in Mexico, they just enjoy life.
Yeah.
Right. And I have a saying here in Spanish is, en Estados Unidos siempre hay un por qué y en México siempre hay un por dónde. Let's say in the US, there's always a reason. If you see this at this level, there's a reason, a specific reason for fire, for everything, right? For rules, regulations, experience, whatever. There's always a reason here.
Yeah.
And in Mexico, there's always a way to do it or to break it, right?
Yeah.
So, like they are not like, okay, no worries. It can be done like that. Okay, I follow the rules. But in Mexico, it's not. There should be a way to do it. So I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna do it. And I find that this with drones. Let's say that many people is, how did you do that? Like it is not in the regulation. No, like wait, the regulation states this. But if you go around and do this, you can make it work. I mean, and you are not affecting or doing something like, I don't know, really bad. I mean, it's just around perspectives and I think it's something on Mexican people like that. Like
Always try to find a way to do something
Yeah.
that
Also-
you're not supposed to.
I mean, also the hardest workers,
Oh yeah.
hands down, man.
Definitely.
Including myself. Like, I mean, I'm
You got the Mexican
Spanish
blood,
descent. Yeah.
So we always have to try to figure out, always try to grow and everything. Same thing. It doesn't matter what we do. Same thing, uncles
Heart.
and cousins. Yeah.
Heart. I would say Mexicans have the
The
biggest
heart.
heart. Like you
Yeah.
cannot stop a Mexican.
Yeah.
Like, think about the boxers. The most famous
Always
boxers.
bet on the Mexican.
and what you were saying is, when you visit Mexico, many people that know that you are from other country, they treat you like a king. Like, oh sure, get a lot of food. You should go here and there, and they are like really really nice people. And also service there in Mexico, it's amazing. When you go to a restaurant, to any other place, no,
They don't tip, right?
They don't tip, no, not like
They
here.
get mad, right? I heard
Yeah.
that they get mad if you tip.
Yeah, so it's really nice. I mean, and I think it's been a key not being from here and trying to showcase something. I still feel on vacation, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
here, like, hey, look at this new building. Hey, I'm still enjoying weather and all these perspectives that you can get with the drone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Have you gotten any recognition from when you go back to like Mexico City on vacation? Like, hey, you're doing all this in San Antonio. Have they asked you anything yet? To like, oh, you want to record over here in Mexico City or anything? Or is that different regulations? Like if you go to
No, actually, there are no regulations there. I mean, you need to be Mexican, and you're supposed to have. That's a regulation, and you need to have a permit of an administrative. But not really. I mean, not really. Of course, having common sense is the best. I mean, you are not about to speed outside a school here in the U.S. Same regulations with the drones. You are not about to fly chasing an airplane in the airport or something like that, right? So, but answer your question, yes, many people is like, hey, we're proud of you. We feel proud that you are from Mexico and showcasing talent, but also showcasing the city you are is your home now, because I feel in home now here. So, my kids were born here. Um, a lot of opportunities here, so it makes me feel really nice and, and really good here. But yeah, many people in Mexico, hey, you should bring your drone and do more stuff here. Oh yeah, but I'm visiting family. I don't have many time probably. And here in San Antonio, also I had the opportunity to showcase the very first drone photography exhibit in San Antonio. It was 2 years ago. It was part of Foto Septiembre in UNAM San Antonio. The collection that I released of 22 pictures were in the international airport here in San Antonio. I'm thinking on doing another. I don't know if this year or next one, but I'm thinking on doing another photo exhibit. And also I have made filmmaking. One of my my very first and the unique um, short film won the first place in the Hueco Film Fest, and
Do you want to give it a shout out?
yeah, sure. Well, I don't have it. It's
Do you have
called
the title?
yeah, it's Run Darling Run, and you can find it on my YouTube channel. You can follow me as SkylineDrone TX on my Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I have it there, and it's really nice. It was filmed back in 2019, and I'm thinking on doing the second one. And I have also have some interviews and the recognition of the best in San Antonio in 2020 and those stuff. Really nice for showing a different perspective. I mean, it's something nice. It feels good, but it's not the goal. I mean, I am always trying to improve myself, like be better than I was a couple of years or last year or last month.
Yeah.
Trying to do something new, and I always trying to. If someone just reach me out like, hey, how can I fly this? How can I do this? I don't have any inconvenient on sharing like tips or secret. Like Salomon, for example, he got a drone.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, how can I do it? Hey, let's get together." And I show him a lot of things and many important things. Probably shorten the learning phase for him. And that doesn't mean that he's my competition, my competitor. I don't want to reveal my secrets.
Yeah, same thing with us. We've had other podcasts reach out like, "Oh, how are you guys doing this?" Like, and we share it too. It's like for us, it's like same concept. It's not a competition. We're here to grow.
If you do better, good for you.
Yeah.
Heck
Right.
yeah. Like
Right.
we're proud of you. Like at least we got to help you. Succeed. We're gonna do it our way. We're gonna learn our way. But we're still not gonna be stingy with what we've learned.
Yeah, so I share that mindset. I mean, and we are still a community that is growing together. For the last 4 years, San Antonio is growing really, really fast. But you can still like feel this community support with each other, like. And I think it's good because if the city grows, the community grows, and you are all for a win-win relationship with people, I think we all grow together.
We found out like that doing this podcast with the media, like everybody knows each other in media.
Yes.
Like we see people that we've interviewed or we work with at conventions, and then they're tied into a band, and then they're tied into a production company, and they're tied into another media company.
Goes back to another convention. It's like a whole group that now we are like learning and like trying to like navigate with. It's like,
But it's actually really cool to think because before I did this, I did not know that there was an actual scene in San Antonio, like a media scene, and it just shows that people are doing their own thing. They're entrepreneurs, and they're trying to make their own way. You know, like a bigger city. And I always thought that would be like L.A. or New York or something like that.
I always see San Antonio like a sleeping giant.
Yes.
Like, it's just gonna one day everyone's gonna be like, where's San Antonio come from? And it's just like, even same thing with the media. Like there's also like movie directors here in San Antonio that are like trying to
even Austin too. Tied it to Austin. Oh my goodness.
So it's like they're coming to independent movies and the local actors here. It's just like, we shout out to one of our friends, Christina, that she's a local actor, and we're hopefully maybe talk to them, the directors, and see support the directors here, media people here as well.
Yeah. So our main goal is to have a production company from this. Like we want to do like media, like movies. Commercials. I want to do audio. Like because I'm a musician. So what's your main goal?
My main goal, well, still growing, still flying around. I also do the post production. I went to LA to study like 8 years ago, so that's why I'm not only flying drones or taking pictures. Like I got my stuff, I edit it myself. I love that. So my goal is to still learning, to have some more tools, personal tools like knowledge, in order to make it better. And probably, like I would love to collaborate with a really good miniseries or a movie. Right? It should be showcasing on Netflix or in a cinema or something. That would be awesome. And still knowing people, meeting people, like collaborating with them, also helping them with the branding, like growing together. Like that would be my goal.
Man, because it's
like a little crazy. It almost feels like a family. Almost.
Yeah, like everyone's like always like growing with each other and then supportive. That's the main goal that we've. That was the thing. That was our drive for this podcast to grow. And then once we saw like there's other people that are trying to do the same thing, and it felt nice. There was at least a little bit of support. Behind that, like we weren't just gonna be by ourselves in that sense.
It's like there's when Solomon actually was the one who gave us the initial like y'all have something.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, if he says it, then it must be something. So and then even at that, like just when we talk to people and then they tell us about our dynamic, him and I together, or like what we're doing for San Antonio or what we're filming. It's not like the same redundant thing. It's not like we're
trying to always be new, creative.
Just like having you on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because this is interesting.
Yeah. We always have to find something we're interested in and learn about it.
Right.
So that's something, especially now with me, because like I've always wanted a drone. So like I was like learning this stuff was like real cool, and now like I'm gonna have my wife watch this episode. See, we can do all that.
Let me tell you that they are about to be in an episode of Can You Fly My Drone, and they are flying a drone. So for sure you can see that experience in some of the episodes. That it's been really, really fun. You should just take a look on the Instagram. I've been filming with visual artists, with another drone specialist, with singers, songwriters, with many people that doesn't necessarily needs to be involved in technology, but you can see how they face the challenge. So and they have fun. So
and you know your shots make the commercials or ads that you do look so professional. Like something like that. It's like. Dude, because before, back in the day, like in the 80s, you would have to boom.
Those big extending.
Yeah, and then it would take forever for the shot, and then you'd speed up the shot, and it looks like crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like that, it's like, whoa, and then you just stop. And then I see like how you'll hover around and you'll take shots, and it's like, wow.
It's also kind of like cool. It's like motivating. Like, if you get a drone, like you get a drone, it's like, how can I get that shot too? So it's like it's real cool to see like how you do it, and it's like definitely watch the episode of we trying to fly a drone because it'll probably few bloopers hopefully with that as well pop in.
maybe his dyslexia will kick in and it'll go backwards.
Right, I start flying it back. I have to do everything upside down. Oh man, but
interesting.
right. But man, but like definitely, we would love to see this grow with you. Definitely, and,
Yeah.
you know,
Thank you.
like, and then is there anything that you're looking forward to? Like, you know, have you seen anything new coming up with drones? Like anything like that
New technology,
or
new
anything
shots.
that you're trying to get?
Well, with the drones per se, not yet, because I am always in the newest technology, trying to get the newest. But I have seen the artificial intelligence, so I don't know how this will impact drone flights or I don't know new features in the future. Probably something. But right now in the miniseries, I just got the voice of Morgan Freeman as my narrator. So if you pay attention on the episodes, Morgan Freeman is my narration. There's a structure. I mean, I as I told you, I'm a computer engineer, so what I did for these episodes is not only go and film. It has a structure. I know I send you a previous questionnaire in order to know more about you. I do a script in order to know how the shots are gonna be shot, and also I use ChatGPT in order to find the specific points of the episode. I got the dialogues of the narrator. I use another tool to do the artificial intelligence to do Morgan Freeman's voice, and I start filming and put it all together. Plus my post production feeling, and it's like making a cake. Like you are just you're just tasting a piece and it tastes delicious, but behind is really specific things that needs to be done in order to have that piece of cake.
Man, I mean, I've been doing the editing for this podcast, and it's like that sounds like a lot more.
So y'all don't realize like what y'all see is actually like the easiest part. Like the interview is the
Just
easiest part,
talking
but behind the scenes is a lot of work. Y'all have no idea. This is actually a job.
Yeah,
it's fun, but it's sometimes not.
Yeah, so now I was like thinking about doing the drones, and that's a lot. The AI thing's a whole other monster that you gotta learn.
Yeah,
but
we got that on our mics.
On our mics and the AI
and then the stand. We use DJI too.
Yeah, so we've been loving the brand. So it's like, especially how like they all link up together.
Right, and you know what? All the stabilizers and the gimbals and everything started with the drones. As I told you before, the drones didn't have a camera before, and when they add a camera, it came with just a panning mode. But no, all these like kind of sphere, like the chicken head stabilization. So they start adding that, and this is right here. It's a mini.
So it'll lock on, right?
Yeah.
Like a gyroscope. So,
Yeah.
So, and they noticed that it was really cool, and the people want to use it in their phones. So that's why they start doing it for the cameras and the phones. Yeah. So it's the same principle, and it started here with the drone. So you got it here, and you can just go fast, move it, and
you can see it adjusting already.
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah, so you can be with really heavy wind up there, and the camera is amazing, the stabilization.
That's what I've been worried about getting a drone. Like, what if the wind just, boom?
Yeah, well, it depends. Well, now technology tells you, like, hey, it's high winds, you should go back. Yeah, but these mini drones, for sure, they don't resist, like, really, really heavy winds. But I mean, if you are when you go to, I don't know, South Padre or this or Galveston, or you're in the beach, probably you notice the wind is like heavier, and you can still fly these kind of drones there. But probably just a little harder, it would be bad idea. So probably you should use a different one, another version, a bigger version.
Okay, so the bigger ones will be able to handle like more.
Yes, they are heavier, and it depends on what you want to do. The drones can be used now for security, for I don't know, to in the farms, for buildings, for a lot of things. So there are many different features that you can just get with your drone, and you can find in the website on DJI many drones, like different models and flavors for what you want.
We're looking into like the many different cameras and stuff for here. There's like a lot of stuff that it is cool. I love that. That's why I'm an Apple guy for Apple or iPhones and everything. Only because it all syncs up together. It's just easy setup and everything. Right. So that's the reason why I love them.
but going back to what he was saying, y'all are gonna see. Well, y'all already saw in the intro what he can do. Yeah. We might add some more stuff, of course. The episode that's gonna be coming out with him. So look forward to that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah. Little bloopers thrown in there.
Man, and we can't wait to work with him.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm super excited.
It's just more companies getting together, and it's another. Yeah. Going back to San Antonio, like all these companies that are working together right now, it's just it's so cool. Yeah, it's like you just surround yourself with like-minded, like-minded, enthusiastic people that aren't afraid to chase their dream, and we're all getting together and collaborating with each other, and it's just so amazing. I love this. I love all this.
Amazing, and I'm glad I'm here. I thank you so much for the invitation. I'm glad to meet you, and this is the first time, but not the last. I mean, I'm sure that we are making things together, definitely that would be awesome. Yes.
Yeah, especially with the conventions. I'm like thinking of all kinds of ideas already. Right. He's like already like, hey, just hold up, chill out.
Hold on, we need to make sure he likes this first, all right?
Let's break that door, that third door.
But definitely, but let them know one more time.
Can you bring him out in Spanish?
Oh yeah, I'll do it in Spanish. But first let them know one more time what social media is, your YouTube channel, everywhere they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as SkylineDrone TX.
All right. So gracias todos para watchando post. Para la otra semana, ójole, estamos en el canal con él y a ver qué pasa. Gracias por watchando post.
Síganlos por favor. Esto está muy interesante, muy divertido y va a ser un gran episodio.
Bien, gracias a todos.